One thing I've learned is like, you could do anything you want. If you organize yourself, if you organize your schedule, if you organize your time, the number one thing you hear is, I don't have time. You have time. It's just, what are you putting your time into? What are you prioritizing? If that means you have to sacrifice certain things, you do. But that's what life is about too, making sacrifices. And if it means you have to wake up at 4, 3 in the morning, you do it. But don't tell me you don't have time.
Yo. We in the building, man. Episode 8, we in the building. She's ready. I can tell she's ready. Y'all know what it is, man. It's Treau Talks right here, man. We don't take no edits. We don't do nothing. We give it to you straight. We give it to you now. And guess what? We got a new person on the set. But I'm going to let her say her name the way she say it. And then I'm going to say it the way I say it. So that way, if I fuck it up, it's only because I can't do it the way she do it. And your name is?
Kari.
Kari.
Or Karina.
Or Karina.
Yeah.
Did I say it right?
Yeah, Kari.
I did it? All right, cool. I feel good now. So, first of all, welcome to Treau Talks. We greatly appreciate you coming in. We want to thank Legacy Sessions for giving us an opportunity to be here as always. Y'all already know we building legacies over here, but let's hop right into it, man. So I've been seeing you for a while, watching you move. I met her in the gym. I was like, whoa, this person's sharp, man. She got some hard work going on. I could tell you was trying to do some things, to build some things, grow some things. And then I learned that you was a mother. Mm-hmm. And then I also learned recently that you're thinking about getting in bodybuilding because you had competed before.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the beginning, like when it all started. Like, how did you even get into the fitness world, period? Like, what started it all for you?
Well, I was an athlete as a teenager.
What sports?
Swimming.
Okay, swimmers. All right.
Swimming in Colombia. And when I moved back to the United States, I continued swimming, but not competitively. So that's when I started weightlifting in high school.
Okay.
Me and my other girlfriend, we were the only girls in the weightlifting class, and that was fun. And so I started lifting weights when I was 16 or so. And then when I was 16, 17, I saw my first magazine. Back then we had magazines of like bodybuilding magazines.
Absolutely. I remember those.
Yes. Do they even exist anymore?
Probably not, but I was that guy too. I was the one going to the grocery store with my parents and I'm looking at like the Flex magazine, Muscle Development magazine. I'm doing the same thing.
But only bodybuilding.
Only bodybuilding, yes.
And I saw these women with the muscle and I'm like, whoa, like this is awesome. And it just stuck in my head. And then I just started lifting and I loved it. I loved that vibe that I would get in the gym. And maybe around the age of 24, 25, people kept asking me if I was a competitor. And I was like, a competitor? And then that took me back to the magazines. And I was like, I guess I could do that. And then I got in touch with a coach then, this lady, awesome lady. And I trained for bikini. And I won my first class and overall, and that was awesome. And then I competed twice, made it to nationals, but it stopped there. Life, I guess.
Life kicked in.
Got in the way, yeah.
I love when everybody said that. Life. I'm like, life gonna happen no matter what.
Exactly, yes. So, but I prioritized some other things at that time. But I continued with like lifting. I love it. I don't know, it's for me, it's like my therapy, my comfort, my safe place, my everything aside from anything outside of it. And just recently again, I got into the gym where it was very bodybuilding oriented. And because of it, people started approaching, are you a competitor? You look like a competitor. You should compete. And I'm like, nah, no, that was a long time ago. and I'm older and all this. And then I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's do it again. So I'm excited about that.
You're excited about being back in that space again.
Yeah.
But you have two sons?
Yes, I have 2 children.
All right.
4 and 6.
4 and 6.
Hands full.
All right. That's the age when everything starts to happen, baby. That's when the magic happens. So what is it like being a mom in this fitness field? Because you have boys. So like boys normally look at their fathers. The father is the person. Not saying that he's not in the gym. I don't know him, but if you are, sorry. But we know that you are. So knowing that you are in the gym and your sons get to look at you, of course, as a positive role model, what do you think is the influence that you have on them?
A lot of it comes with it. Discipline, habits, routines, nutrition, strong foundation for sure, which is something that I've always prioritized with them, is having that like foundation of like good nutrition, like, you know, healthy habits, exercise. It becomes a little bit challenging, especially because I'm a single mom. So you just get that little extra challenge there. And with it comes, you know, guilt trips, dirty looks sometimes, right? Or other moms, because I've heard it and I've seen it, where like, oh, I can't do that, I'm too busy, or I have kids, or I have this. And one thing I've learned is like, you could do anything you want. If you organize yourself, if you organize your schedule, if you organize your time, that's the number one thing. I'm also a coach, and the number one thing you hear is, I don't have time. And I'm like, you have time. It's just, what are you putting your time into?
Right.
What are you prioritizing? Don't tell me you don't have time. If that means you have to sacrifice certain things, you do. But that's what life is about too, making sacrifices. And if it means you have to wake up at 4, 3 in the morning, you do it. But don't tell me you don't have time.
Because it's 24 hours in a day. So I know you and I met for tea, and you was talking about things running parallel and things being more aligned with one side of the world. Like, hey, if you're great on this side, you're good on this side, and different things like that. And I was like, hey, I ain't gonna even touch that conversation because I knew you were coming here, but at least I knew how you thought. When you also put up the word sacrifice, so what are you sacrificing on your personal side to get to your physical goal? And what are you sacrificing on your physical gym aspect side, fitness side, for your personal goal?
So sometimes the word sacrifice can, I guess, go different directions because it depends. So for instance, for me, like watching TV is, I don't have to watch TV. I can watch a movie every once in a while. I can watch a show every once in a while, but I'll sacrifice that and to study, because I'm also a student right now. I'm a nursing student. And so I need to prioritize studying versus watching TV, right? So I have very clear what my priorities are. You know, my children, school, the gym, and my social life is also kind of like lacking a little. So I get a little bit of that in the gym. So again, the sacrifice, I guess it depends on who you're speaking to, because if to you, your life revolves around watching Netflix and going to the bar, then, you know what I mean? But to me, that's not that much. Sometimes, for instance, a sacrifice, that does hurt me a little bit. And I have to like try to find that balance, is sleep, which as an athlete is very important. As a student is also very important, because you need to be sharp and clear also. And unfortunately, some terms have been challenging where I do have to wake up earlier, or I do need to wake up earlier to study or prepare a meal for the kids or get them ready for school or drop them off. So it's a lot going on where I need to find that balance. And somewhere in there is a little bit of sacrifice, running late to something, having to make my workout maybe a little faster, but then that means I have to talk less at the gym, right? So I'm sacrificing maybe conversation, at the gym, because I need to get to work. You know, my priority is to work out. Yes, I'll socialize a little bit, but I'm not there for that.
Right.
My intent is to work out and get out. So
but at least you have a understanding of where it needs to be. You have grips on, hey, I got to do this, I have to do that. And you realize you're present. You realizing what you're missing and what you're not missing.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people struggle with that as well, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I think where I wonder about the people that wear many hats is you want to bodybuild, you know, and bodybuilding is a very selfish, regimented thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's more mental than it is physical.
Oh, yeah.
So knowing that your mental capacity can only hold but so much, how do you determine when it's cool to like hit full throttle for bodybuilding or press the brake and go, I got to hit full throttle for studying in school, or press the brake, my kids need me, full throttle, here I come. How do you determine when to do either?
That's like a very, very big challenge. And that's a very good question. So my kids will always be there and they will always come first. And I also feel like the gym will always come first too. Like I will not sacrifice that. And then I'm going to school and I need to pass, right? So it just depends. I just look at my day. I take it day by day, really. I try not to get overwhelmed. I've learned to not focus on what happened because that's gone. And I don't know what's going to happen later.
Right.
So I have to focus like
everything
right now.
Is in the moment.
Yes. I am very much in the present moment and like what do I need to take care of right now? Okay. What did I already take care of that I don't have to worry? But what do I need to take care of right now? Like what needs my full attention? And I am constantly on the go because there's always something. So it's like go, 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 go. And sometimes I know I need a break. Like I know I need like to chill and relax, but it's like when, how, like it can be challenging.
It's real easy, to be honest with you.
Tell me.
I got you. This is what I also hear inside of your journey. It's, do you have a schedule? And what I mean by that is, are you writing things out every day, like for the next day? I get living in the moment. Living in the moment is precious. It's a great thing because you have an opportunity to say you can evolve right in that space. You can embrace it. You can feel it all right now. So you're great with that. That's great. I mean, I struggle with that. Like I'm not a moment guy. I mean, I like memories, but I can't tell you I always live in the moment. Like I can prime example, and I'm just going to use this because I'm a bodybuilding coach. I can go to a show. My competitor is competing. I am not in the moment. I have it mapped out. Like this is what's going to happen. And if something throws that off, I already have a plan B. I already got a plan C. So I'm already thinking ahead when I start seeing things slip out of place because I'm thinking about what the end goal has to be, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm pretty sure my competitor is in the moment because it's like, oh my God, I got the pretty jewelry, or if it's a guy, I'm about to get glazed, I'm about to show my body, and they thinking about all the people around them and all the great things, the conversations and all that type of stuff. They're in the moment, which means they liable to forget any step that I would have given them if I wasn't there, which means I'm not in the moment. I'm thinking about, did I check this off the list? Did I do this? Did I do that? Did I do that? The show, they get on stage, I'm still thinking about what they have to execute. When they come off the stage, I'm still thinking what I need to do before we get back on stage again. The show is over. Everybody wins. Guess what? I'm just tired. I'm just looking for rest. I'm not even, which means my recap, when one of my competitors compete, you know how people get up the next day or that night, they recapping and already posting it on Instagram. All that stuff. It takes me like 2 days to do that because I have to go back and be like, what were the highlights? What was the memories? What do I enjoy? What was the best thing about all that? And I say that to say for you, get a calendar. You know, like I'm pretty sure your classes are what they are, right? That's a given. And I'm not telling you to program your children's life because some things have to be and some things don't need to be, but you might have to program gym. You might have to program all the other things so that you can realize when you do have downtime. You know, like prime example, myself, my phone, I have 2 phones, but my business phones shut off at like 9 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
So after 9 p.m., if one of my clients need me, it's just not going to happen because I got to have my time to just download so I can go to bed, right?
Mm-hmm.
My personal phone probably cuts off at like 10 because I have children too. So I never know, they might have a late night moment or whatever the case may be. And I mean, I do have adult kids as well, but I'm still thinking about it. They need that, they can. Mm-hmm. And even when that phone shut down, I'm still giving my immediate family access to get through. That's when I realized I can now program the rest of my life, you know, whether it be come here, shoot a podcast, whether it be I just want to take a nap or whatever the things may be. And I think that would give you an opportunity, well, to be like, okay, cool. My life has a little bit more breathing room than I need. And it's also give you time to recover, because I'm also thinking about that when I go to bed too. I'm like, hey, I'm getting up at 7 a.m. every morning, no matter what. That alarm going off, I got to get up. Mm-hmm. I got to get to it. Mm-hmm. But how much sleep did I get? And that determines what time I went to bed, which means I need to get into bed by a certain time. Hence why I'm letting all the phones shut down. So it doesn't, I'm not thinking about the scrolling. I'm not thinking about the phone calls. I'm not thinking about any of that. I'm not thinking about the TV. I'm actually just thinking about just letting the rest of my day go. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that's going to be possible every night, but that's something to think about when you're thinking about what you're trying to accomplish. You know, you want to be, as you said, sharp in school. All right, how am I going to get sharp in school if I'm not being rested? And I'm only going to these things because you put up that parallel thing to me. And I'm like, okay, well, if you really believe you need to be parallel, this road needs to run together. These 2 roads need to run together, but how are you programming that? Mm-hmm. You know, because at least if you get in your car, you can cut on your GPS. It's going to tell you how to get there. Yeah. Which means it's going to give you the most efficient way to get there. Mm-hmm. You got to think about that for yourself. You know, like, what's the most efficient way for me to get there? So even though we know you're a mom, you're a nurse, you're a bodybuilder, and you're a coach. So what's your target audience? So from my point of view, it's women.
Yes.
And I've seen that inside of you, that being your target audience. I also feel like there's a target inside of that target. And the reason why I say that is because you speak on a lot of different things that most coaches don't speak on when it comes to women. Like, and you do it in a very free space. You're speaking on, like, you know, body imaging. You're speaking on sexuality. You're speaking on, like, freedom of speech. You're speaking on, like, freedom of how you move, talk, and walk. Like, is that the actual program, or is fitness a thing for it too?
Yeah, it's like a little bit of everything.
So is it like life coaching? Like what's the, if life someone coaching came to you and said, hey, what exactly is the program, the skill set? Like, I'm a coach for.
I feel like a lot of it is, you know, being a single mom and just being inspired to, like, be able to help other women. Also, like you said, within just women, the target audience would be most likely other moms. Also, even if you want to go deeper, single moms. Okay. Just because there's a lot to relate there, you know, like, it's like, I know the struggle, and it might be a different struggle. I think we all have a different story to tell, but there's going to be a lot in common, you know, and to feel that support, because when you're in that rough situation, whether it's like, you know, going through a separation or a divorce or just struggles, you think that you're the only one going through that. You feel like you have nobody there to help you. You feel like you have no support. You feel like you're alone. You feel like you're in this black hole.
Right.
And when you find out, like, no, there's people that I can reach out to, and it's okay to ask for help, because I think that's a big part of it. It's like, you know, you're a mom, you're supposed to be strong. You're a woman. We're like going through this age where it's like women empowerment. So like, women don't cry. Women are, you know, tough. Women are now becoming head of household. But it's like, no, you know, women do cry, women do feel, women do need support, women do need help. And it's to be able to let them know that it is okay to feel all these things, and you have the support to do it. And it's okay to take care of yourself too, because behind that too, you know, once you become a mom, where does all the care go to?
The child.
The child, right? And that's also one of the biggest complaints of like newly parenthood, where the male feels a little bit, you know, behind or neglected because, you know, all that care is going towards the children. And it's hard to find that balance, you know, because they do depend on you and the father, but mainly that mom, you know, and to remember like, oh, I need to take a shower, you know, I need to eat, but you really forget. And that really takes a toll on you mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. I mean, in every way. That's where Mujeres Impactantes came from, which is my other like brand, you know, to help women. So not like I have workshops and events where it'll be like an all day thing where we meditate, where we do yoga, where we do like a functional class, where I have women speakers, nutritionist speakers, a cooking class on stage. I mean, we do it all because it's not just one thing. Sometimes we think a healthy lifestyle or quality of life is just exercise and nutrition, but there's way more than that.
So how did you start that? Like how did you get there? Like
I just had this idea.
That's another whole hat.
Yes, I just had this idea and I started reaching out to people and they liked the idea and I just started creating these events and
are they local
community.
Or they're more?
Yeah, local in Colombia.
Okay.
And I just started getting in touch with anybody that was an entrepreneur that had anything to do with like the health industry, whether they sold food or clothing or products or anything related that would contribute to like bettering your quality of life. I wanted them there to support, you know, women. And even some men were like, why don't you do something like this for us? We need it too. And it's true too, because now with this whole empowering of women, you know, we also forget that men need that too. But that'll be another.
Yeah, that's funny you said that. But here's the thing, and I'm only gonna go there because from a male's perspective, I think we get to see two sides, right? We do get to see the woman that you speak of that's drained. She's doing a whole lot. She's the mom, the wife, the girlfriend, the employee or the entrepreneur. You know, she has a lot of hats, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then there's the other woman that's, I don't need a man. I'm financially good. Like, so we're in that weird space where it's like, well, I want to talk to her, but I don't want to talk to her because she's already put herself out here in this manner. You know, how do you help that woman?
And I feel like that's like a very like, it could be a touchy subject, but I feel like society's been pushing that strong on women. And that's where it goes back to what I was saying about like, you know, women got to toughen up. Women don't cry. Women don't feel. Women are head of household now. Women this and women that. And yes, it's great in a way, but also it's hurting us. It's hurting us big time because it's like you're starting to now create this like male figure where you were also taught men don't cry, men don't show emotions, men don't feel, men, you know, used to have to suppress. That's not healthy either.
Well, that's what we do.
Yeah. And again, it's like, no, that's not okay. Why is society doing this to us? Like,
well, I feel like society is doing it because it's also, if you think about it, women has fought for power for a long time. You know, so it went from women couldn't work
mm-hmm.
to women can work
mm-hmm.
to now women want a certain type of pay,
mm-hmm.
want to be treated equally.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on what equal means to her,
mm-hmm.
is it also society or is it what the person's goal is? You know, if a woman wants to be president, are we supposed to say no? No, you just be like, okay, cool. You
mm-hmm.
shoot for the stars, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, with every new step every person takes, more power comes.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that's where the problem is now more power struggles in the home. It's more power struggles in relationships, period. It's because you are both aiming for the same thing. There is no, and this sucks for men too, because men have also backseated themselves as well. I don't approve of it, but I understand why it's happening when I hear about certain people say it. But it's like, dang, now the man is going, I don't care if my wife make all the money, I'll stay at home and watch the kid. All right, cool. So now you the at-home dad. You're supposed to cook, clean, wash the clothes. And it's frustrating for you because you wasn't even taught that. Like you wasn't even taught how to do these necessaries. You was taught maybe to do them for yourself, but you wasn't necessarily taught to do those things for a family. You was taught to protect, provide, and make sure all these things happen a certain type of way, which means you were head of home, right? Now, if you meet the today's lady and she's like, I'm good, which means basically I only need you for a whole different type of situation. At what point do the balance come back? You know, so that's why I said in your side of your program, do that woman sign up for your program as well? Does the woman that wants to be the head of household, does the woman that doesn't want to be a man, does that woman sign up for your program?
She can.
But what do you help her with?
Well, with her, probably that part too, like to soften,
just
like
to soften
remind
herself.
her of her femininity,
Yeah.
because, you know, that's something too. Another project that I'm doing in Colombia right now with Mujeres Impactantes is
what does that mean, by the way? Because I'm pretty sure all of our viewers don't speak Spanish.
Women of Impact.
Okay.
And
so let's say that again. It's called
Mujeres Impactantes.
I'm not going to repeat it, but it's called Women of Impact.
Yes, Women of Impact. And so what we did is we did like 10 photo shoots with nude women.
Okay.
My idea behind it was to show like an acceptance of the body with shape, color, size, age, everything. I wanted to recruit any woman that would want to like be part of the photo shoots with the idea of like telling society of what true freedom is. Because I feel like we think freedom and we think, especially like if you ask a child to, like, what's freedom to you? They're going to be like, oh, I do what I want, when I want and how I want. And I don't care who I go by or what I say or who I hurt. And to me, it was like, to me, freedom, that's not what freedom is, because freedom is like, yeah, you stand strong for your beliefs and values, but you don't do it by stepping over other people or disrespecting. And it brought me back to, for instance, feminism, right? Where that word, you think about it and sometimes you see the woman that's disrespectful to men, that's abusive, that is like, oh, I'm here, I don't care what you think or what you say or whatever. But like it got distorted at some point because that wasn't what it was about originally. It was about like fighting for our rights, equality, and all these things, and women could do it too. But then it got to a point of violence, of, you know, discrimination, disrespect, all of this. And it's like, that's not freedom. That's not like love, you know? So I wanted that idea behind like these photo shoots, and like now we exhibit in different galleries, and we might bring it to the United States and other countries. And it's helped so many women. It turned out to be something therapeutical for them. To be nude in front of a camera, it was more than taking off their clothes. It was taking off their fears, their insecurities, trouble. Like it helped so many women, like with like therapy. Like there was this one girl that suffered a really bad accident and she had burns all over her body, like bad scarring all over her face, body, everything. And that helped her. And we had women that were pregnant. We had women of color. There wasn't too much of a diversity because it was in Colombia.
Absolutely.
Like here, yeah, it's more of a melting pot in the United
Yeah.
States. But we did get a nice variety, especially in age. There were older women in their 70s that I was like, oh my God, that's amazing that you would. Because you also have a different mentality. You know, at that age, you wouldn't maybe feel so confident to take your clothes off. And they did. So it turned out to be something very therapeutical. But going back to like, you know, that freedom and that love and that femininity and like owning that. Like I am a woman. I was born a woman. Like this is how I'm supposed to feel and be and look and accept my curves. And, you know, but again, society is like, you need to look this way. You need to talk this way. You need to walk this way. You need to be what we tell you to be. You know, what you see on TV, what you see on magazines. And I'm all about like, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to be what we want to be.
I'm going against the grain out here, peoples. This is what we're going to do.
Yes.
So where are these women more referral based? Is it strictly
from the photo shoots?
No. For just signing up for your actual program.
Oh, yeah. Referral. Or they go and they like the content. They see that it's different. Because that's something else I struggle with. Sometimes you just want to follow cookie cutter feeds, cookie cutter grids, cookie cutter everything.
I don't want to do none of that.
And cookie cutter is not for me either.
It's not for me.
It limits me. Being cookie cutter limits me.
Right.
I've noticed that. And I'm just like, I can't do this. I can't do it for a number. I can't do it just to please people. If you like my content, cool. If you don't, that's cool too. I've learned to like not take anything personal. If you rather go with cookie cutter, good. And enjoy that.
Yeah. There's no cookie cutting over here, baby. So that's what's up, man. I mean, how much of this has happened to you though? Like, are these things that formed your program personal experiences, or a few are personal experiences, or none?
Like, for instance, like if you're referring to like being a single mom, feeling like you don't have any support, feeling like you have insecurities. Yes, I've been through a lot of that. Growing up with, I tell people, a lot of people don't know this, but like I've struggled with really bad low self-esteem, like my whole childhood, my adulthood. It wasn't until like, I'm 40 years old right now, and it wasn't until maybe 3 years ago that I really felt like, you know what, this is me. I love myself. If you don't love me, it's okay, but I love myself. I learned to accept myself at the age of, 37, 38. And it's incredible, but that's something else I learned in life is never too late. It's never too late to do anything, to feel a certain way, to make things happen. But I finally learned that how I feel inside is really a reflection of what you see. And my whole life, I was just like afraid and low self-esteem. And, there's a lot that goes behind it with like childhood.
Do you feel like you're still struggling with that sometimes?
Which part?
Just any of it.
Maybe certain things might rise up if like there's certain things that maybe something happens, like it triggers something maybe, but I've gone through therapy too, where I've learned to like catch it in the moment and analyze it and observe it and let it go.
Okay.
Not hang up on it and be like, oh my God, my life is over and I'm so depressed and I'm horrible and I'm this and I'm that. Like, no. Like I observe it, I take it, and then I just like let it go. I don't let it control me like I used to. And it's so interesting. Like I feel like I'm a different person than I was 3 years ago.
I'm pretty sure you are.
And people even tell me, and I'm like, really? They're like, yes, Karina, you look different, you act different, you speak differently.
You move different.
Yes, you're just...
You're tall, you're confident, baby.
It's like you evolve, you grow, you bloom. And it's very beautiful to like...
Congratulations.
Be in a different stage in life where you do feel happy. And that doesn't mean that like, my life is perfect and that I've got it figured out. No, but I'm definitely in a better place than what I was for 30 plus years, which is crazy to think about.
I mean, it's crazy if you know what you know. If you don't know better, you don't do better. I think we had that conversation yesterday, so that's what I look at. So let's get to the gym, man, because I've seen you train a lot. And you said in the beginning of the conversation that, you are in a gym now that's more bodybuilding oriented, right? So when you go into a gym, first question is, does what you wear matter?
Yes.
Why?
To me.
That's what I want to know for you.
For myself?
Yes. Because I got a theory on too. I got a theory on how I dress too.
So it's funny you asked me that because I was thinking about that. What I wear gives me...
Say it.
Empowerment.
Yeah, I knew it.
It makes me feel confident.
Yes, there go that word.
Confidence. And it doesn't... I don't know, it gives me that. It's like my tool. And sometimes when I get a new workout clothes, I'm like, oh yeah, this is new.
So I got a saying, man, you look good, you feel good, you train hard, right? And I feel like that's just the going thing. So this is where I get confused. And I'm pretty sure fellas get confused by this. And I don't get confused no more because I've realized it's just taking over the gym. So you come into the gym, y'all got the nice leggings on, the nice sports bra, and you got the big shirt on, right? And all of a sudden it gets hot. You take the shirt off, we got the nice sports bra, we got the leggings, we got the stomach showing, we got the pants nice and tight. But the gym for you is a job. I'm here to work. I ain't here to talk. I ain't here to do none of these things. Do you feel like you can be distracting?
I've been told.
You've been told, but you don't care.
No, I don't.
Because I'm going to distract you.
Because I'm there to work out.
I'm with you.
I'm not there to distract anybody.
But you are.
I don't, maybe.
You said you've been told. So, I mean, but you're in the class with a lot of other women. So, I'm a personal trainer. I travel from gym to gym, right? I'm all over the place. I'm looking at different cultures of different gyms, right? Depending on the gym, depending on what you're going to see. A bodybuilding gym, you're going to see a lot of skin. A lot of skin. You're going to see a lot of short shorts. You're going to see a lot of tightness. You're going to see a lot of sports bras. You're going to see men with no shirts on. You're going to see the whole nine, you know? So it can be distracting both ways. But I think y'all got an advantage because we can only do but so much. But women can take it to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? And I'm not saying that you do it, but I'm pretty sure a woman has walked past you in the gym before and you was like, whoa, that's a lot.
I don't know. I don't pay too much attention. Like,
so you blind, like you just.
I really am. Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's me though, you know, like, and sometimes I tell people, I'm like, if I don't say hi, it's because I probably didn't see you either.
Right.
Number one, either I didn't see you because I'm so focused in my workout or because I wasn't wearing my glasses or contacts. But no, I don't know. When I'm in the gym, I'm in my world. I really am. I mean, I don't know. Brad Pitt might have to walk like in front of me and I might see him. I don't know.
But other than that, you don't really pay attention. So cool. You're not in the know, but you do know that somebody has come to you and say, hey, you can be a little distracted.
I mean, I've been told a little.
Yeah, I'm here to tell you. I've heard it too. So, but that's the thing. Then when you go to the gym and you're looking at it from, because I'm pretty sure you have social media and you're following people on social media. What is social media for you when it comes to your personal, not your business? When you're posting every day on your story, wherever you post, what is the thought process behind it?
Like why I do it? There was a point where I asked myself, why? What is this doing? What's the purpose, right? And it wasn't until people started messaging me saying, Karina, you inspire me. Karina, you make me want to wake up tomorrow. Karina, I thought about you this morning when I woke up at 4 a.m. to work out. Like that stuff, I'm like,
so
wow.
You're an influencer.
I guess. A positive one.
Influencer, I mean, I didn't put a word on it,
I know.
But you're an influencer.
Yeah. If it's helping you in a positive way, not to compare yourself to me, because somebody did once tell me like, I want to be like you, and I said, I appreciate that very much. I'm very flattered. But I also turned it around. I said, you need to focus on your goals. You need to focus on this. Like I gave them a little bit of coaching so I don't want for the person to get lost, because sometimes that's what happens to us in social media. And it's happened to me where I see somebody and I'm like, oh, I want that. I want to be like this. I want to be like that. And it's like, wait. Whose life am I living? Am I living my life, or do I want to live my life through someone else's eyes?
Absolutely.
And that's where I have to hit the brake and be like, all right, what am I doing here? What's my purpose? Am I doing them well? And that's why I go back to, I'm not there for the followers. I'm not there for a number. If I'm helping you, great. If you stop following me and I'm not helping you, great, because then that means I'm going to be helping somebody else in a positive way. So yeah, that inspires me. Like when I put food and like it's healthy, And this is another thing. I've talked to somebody recently, well, like some weeks ago, about social media, and they had like 20K whatever followers, and they told me, Karina, a lot of that food I wasn't eating. I would just post, all this stuff that the truth. And I was like,
welcome to the Treau Talk. Now we hit home.
And I'm like, what? Yes, are you serious? Yes. And this is a friend of mine, and I didn't judge or anything.
It's not about judgment. It's the truth.
She was telling me that. She's like, oh, I wouldn't eat most of that, or I would put workouts. I didn't do those workouts. And I'm like, what?
Thank you. We're going to leave that right there. Put that pen in it. I've been saying this for so long. This is so funny. Every time I get a consultation or I talk to somebody in the gym and they tell me about what someone else is doing, you know what I say to them? You don't know that. Mm-hmm. You don't live with the person. You don't operate around that person. You don't know what that person is doing. Mm-hmm. So you can't tell me they doing it. What you can say is you follow and believe in them because you're a fan. Mm-hmm. I'm cool with that. Mm-hmm. But that's the job of an influencer. Mm-hmm. My job is to influence you to do something a certain type of way so that my followers, my income, or whatever the case may be, is doing the things that I needed to do in order for me to be great. Mm-hmm. But you, not me. So your food plan probably shouldn't even look like mine anyway. But people don't think about that. And I'm glad that you went through a phase where you can say you were her, and now you in a phase where you not her, so you know the difference. But I'm also glad you had a conversation with somebody that could face forward tell you, like, hey, this is what it is. Mm-hmm. So I'll be honest with you. I've been told to start a YouTube and a podcast, we'll just say 5 years ago. You know why I didn't do it? Because everybody was doing it. Mm-hmm. I'm like, nope.
You're like me. I'm like, I got to do what? I'm not doing it.
I'm like, nope, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And here's the reasons why I don't want to do it. Every time I watch the podcast, every time I watch somebody's YouTube, I know for a fact I could tell what the fakeness was. I'm like, wait a minute. That person would have never did that. They did that because that camera was in front of them. They did this because they thought this was going to look cool. Mm-hmm. I'm not that guy. I'm probably hated more for being honest than I am hated for being honest. I mean, or love for being honest is what I'm saying. And the reason being is because I'm really not telling you the information to hurt you, but I'm telling you the information because you need to know. Mm-hmm. Which means when people come to me and tell me about all of these things that people do, well, this person eats burgers and they posted themselves eating da-da-da. I'm like, look at their body. You honestly think that person ate that? Mm-hmm. Nah. And then the influencer has an abundance of pictures they can take and post all the time because they do photo shoots all the time. So therefore, they're scheduling their life for Instagram as well. But that's not reality. Mm-mm. Because chances are that's that person's job. This is your job. Your job is to be a mom, a teacher, a coach, a student, and all the other things.
Yeah.
Imagine if you really had to just funnel out social media all day.
Yeah, it's hard. I've tried and it's overwhelming. So that's why I post in the moment because I know it would bring more business to me. Yes, I've been told you need to set aside a certain day, create content, this and that. And I'm like, yes, I know. But to me, it just feels more natural. I post in the moment. Anytime you see a story of mine or anything, it's in the moment. It's because what I feel. You've maybe seen me cry on a story or get teary because that's just that. And I want that to just be real to people. We see enough fakeness and bogus. I don't want to be another.
So here's the key highlights for me. What I love about what she does is, one, she going to post it in English and she going to post it in Spanish.
Yeah.
You don't ever have to worry about it not coming in both languages. Two, it's going to be whatever she's thinking about at that moment. Funniest story I ever seen. Because I'm not a story person all the time, so if I miss your stories, please don't get mad at me.
No, I don't.
But one time I'm scrolling, I got some free time, and you come on and you go, hey, y'all, guess what? I'm on my way to school. Don't laugh at me. I'm sure y'all done it before, but I forgot my bra.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where?
Did she just say
and
that?
I'm like, where's she going with this? She goes, but I gotta go to school. And unfortunately, I got to keep this jacket on because it's going to be fucking hot and because I ain't got on no bra. I'm like, who else would have told the world that? That's dope. That's real. That's authentic. That was the moment. Because the other person that's looking for the cool thing don't do it.
No.
They don't say it. And you did it.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, all right, cool. Let me dig into this person. Let me figure out who she is. So I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Previously, how did you determine what was a good fit for you when you think about a coach for you?
What's a good fit?
Mm-hmm. And no, previously, like before you got to where you are right at this moment. So before me and you communicated, you've dealt with two people, right? How did you understand, like, hey, based on who I am as an individual, this is the type of coach I need?
I guess just feeling their energy, just feeling like how, if I would feel comfortable, if I could trust them. I think that I tend to be an intuitive person. So if I get a good vibe from you in general, coach or not, then I'm attracted to that energy. So I think that would be the first thing that would draw me in. And then, of course, I would do my research because I like to research.
Correct.
I'm not just going to dive in. So what you have up here matters to me. So I look at that too.
And the reason why I'm asking that is because people struggle with getting coaches. And I noticed that a lot of things that you communicate when in reference to women is trust. You also want to feel safe. And you also want to feel like you're in a position where I'm going to say you're cared for, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's two different coaches out here. It's both of those coaches on both sides, meaning in bodybuilding and in the lifestyle world, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the bodybuilding coach has to also turn off emotions because he or she has to think about there is no emotion in the sport.
Mm-hmm.
How did you determine in your new phase of going into bodybuilding in the beginning how you was going to figure out that process, or did you not even know that feelings wasn't involved? Because a lot of people come in with the same thought as you. They go, man, I vibe with this person. I get along with this person, but that might not be the good fit because you get along with the person because that's like being a friend.
Right. So I don't know if I'm going to go in the right direction with this, but like after going through a divorce, I've learned that you definitely need to it's a little selfish, but you need to put yourself first.
Okay.
And you need to put your feelings first and your goals first. And even if it's hard to make a decision, because either you're going to speak or you're going to keep silent. But silence is so deadly. I mean, silence causes so much pain and hurt and injury.
Right.
And so it's like, do you want to get hurt again? Do you want to suffer again? Do you want to go through that same route again? It's not a marriage, but it is a different type of relationship.
It's a relationship for sure.
It's a relationship. And it's the same thing with friendships or anything. I like to say that, relationships with anybody, like your friends, your spouse, your teacher, your boss, they're all relationships.
Absolutely. I have to do that all the time.
And if there's not like that trust, that communication, your values, your like that you don't have your things clear and you keep certain things silent, it's gonna come out eventually and it's gonna hurt you.
It's gonna come out when you're mad.
Yeah. And it's gonna come out at the wrong time.
Right.
So you might as well from the beginning just be very clear and honest with yourself, because that's where it has to start. It's always self is first. And again, I don't want to sound like so selfish, but yes, self is first, because if I don't have it straight here, it's not going to be straight out there.
Right. I agree.
There's no way.
I agree with you 100%. So that's your analogy even now with coaching. You just like, hey, I need to figure out if this person going to meet the needs of where I'm going.
Yeah, if not, I'm going to keep fooling myself and wasting my time and their time.
Right. It's y'all might want to talk about that later, ladies. Like think about y'all coaching, and men do the same. I mean, I'll be honest with y'all. So in my experience is a little different. I can say I've had a handful of coaches for sure. my biggest issue was I was looking for the coach that coach like me. I'm very hands-on. I'm very involved. I'm very communicative. I'm very educational about why. And I'm also very intentional. So like accountability is everything. Not saying that I need any of those things, but I just want to know that the coach will provide it. And I think where I hurt myself was I trained myself for so long and I created this space where coaches was comfortable being like, bro, your genetics are there. I can take you as far as you want to go. And me not really thinking about, and I'm looking at the name. I'm like, oh man, this is such and such. This person's on they already got this person before. So, and I'm not thinking about how that person interacted with that individual. Right. That was the first mistake I made. The second mistake I made was I was too selfish. I didn't want no one to take credit for the hard work that I put in.
Oh, I fell.
And I was like, nah, you can't claim this body. I did this. And then I thought about it. No, the person can't take the credit for what I've already did, but they can take credit for where they're taking me. Which means I relieved myself of that selfish part, which means I had, that's what gave me the opportunity to be coachable. Which means when I deal with my coach now, it's more about checking all the boxes. Did we check all the boxes this month? Like we have one phone call a month because I'm already a pro. I'm already seasoned. I already know what to do. I don't need that. You know, I check in every week, but I don't need the, hey, what's happening? But every month we have a conversation and we go, did we check all the boxes this month? What box did we not check off and why? Which means we both having a conversation like, yo, where did you drop the ball or where did I drop the ball? And if we checked all the boxes, we just say, hey, we're going to put this on repeat and do it all over again. And what I learned was in this process that worked for me. With you and your situations, I think you need structure. So, and the reason why I say you need structure is from my observation is, I think I said it to you yesterday, you in a situation where you go to the gym, you train so hard, but every machine needs to touch you or every exercise needs to be done. And I'm like, is that really being effective? Like, there's another day you're going to do this body part again. So think about that, you know? Which brings me to this question. Nutrition for bodybuilding is what for you? And nutrition for life is what for you?
That's interesting. So like, I don't know, I mentioned yesterday, like I like to eat clean. I usually keep it very balanced, but then if I want a treat or something less calorie,
What's
like
a
healthy,
treat? What's a treat? Come on, tell us a treat.
treats. I don't know, ice cream or something that you would consider not as like nutrient dense, because I like to say it like that. But like, let's just say like ice cream, like I can have it and not feel guilty because I eat pretty clean, and that little ice cream that I have, I'm going to enjoy it and I'm not going to feel guilty. So that's another, I have a good relationship with food. I used to not, but now I do. And then when I decided to compete, it went back to, all right, now it's about eating. Well, first of all, like measuring exactly everything to the T, like, and I'm a perfectionist too. So that fed into I kind of liked it. It was kind of strange. I liked it. I was like by the gram, like,
that's good.
Cause I'm like if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it, but like perfect. Cause
That's bodybuilding though. It's bodybuilding 101, people.
So to the T, and it's just different. I'm eating the same thing every day and I enjoy it, but it's like there's a purpose behind that. If I have to eat it cold, I will eat it cold. I don't care. I will carry food with me to a restaurant if I have to. If I'm going to go out with my friends to study, I am going to be the person that pulls out the chicken and the broccoli. And I don't care. I don't care.
You don't care about none of that.
I got to do what I got to do.
So that's going to be the easy part.
Huh?
That's going to be the easy part.
The what? The food?
Yeah.
See, like what? Okay, elaborate on that.
Because you're basically saying you are automatic. Mm-hmm. You don't have to worry about me when it comes to this the food, the nutrition side of it, because it's automatic for me. I'm going to do it. I don't struggle with it.
So I will say, as a woman, and many women will agree.
Let's see if all y'all agree. If y'all agree, comment below. Right after this part,
everybody right be like, hell yeah. We're cyclical.
Okay.
And hormones, man, they're a bitch.
Okay.
And I have noticed, especially with age, you learn your body. And I know when it's coming because for some reason, even though I'm automatic and I'll eat and whatever, and I'm like super focused, all of a sudden I want something crunchy. I want something sweet. I want something salty. I want something fried. I'm like, what the hell's going on with me? I'm like, all right, hormones. Yeah, here we go. Let's go on this ride.
And where do you go when you get on this ride?
So recently, like when it's happened, I have Jell-O, sugar-free Jell-O.
Oh my God.
I've had that.
I'm not eating Jell-O. Go ahead.
Okay.
Unless it has tequila in it.
I'm like, yeah, collagen, gelatin, that's good for me. I try to think about that. I'm like, food coloring, not good, but that'll do it. Like sometimes, like I don't know, But
that was not crunchy. That was not fried.
If I want something like
that
sweet,
was not salty.
No, if it's like something else, then I get over it. I don't think about it. But I think what has helped me that I used to not do before is that connection. When I can connect it, when I know why I want it, and I'm like, okay, it's hormones, and I have the connection, it's almost as if it goes away, kind of. Like that craving kind of goes away because I know where it's stemming from. And I think a connection is very important because if you don't know and you're just gravitating, oh, I need something salty. Oh, I need something, and you don't stop and think, okay, why?
You just jump off the
What's going on? Yeah, like I hit the brake and I'm like, what's going on?
All right, so what do you struggle with then? If food is not the thing, what do you struggle with in the bodybuilding industry or the fitness industry itself? What do you struggle with? You have to struggle with something. We all do. I want to know what mine is? I struggle with cardio. I hate it. I don't want to do it. I don't look forward to it. I don't know why they invented it. I don't know why it's a part of my regimen when I have to get in shape. I feel like I should be able to do it and no cardio is involved.
Yeah, I don't know with cardio, I just do it. I don't know. What do I struggle with? I feel that I've been struggling for years, which is why I decided to compete because I figured if I compete, I need a coach. But I want to grow. And I feel like that is has been my struggle.
Putting on size.
Yes. And because I also know the intensity that I work out in, which is like, I almost feel like you tell me don't work out. I'm like, no, don't tell me. I've cried before at the doctors because they've told me, Karina, you're not going to work out for 2 weeks because either I got surgery or something happened where I really could not work out. I would start crying and the doctor would be like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, you don't understand what you're telling me.
But see, that's the thing though. You're not thinking about recovery. So that's why you're not growing.
Yes, I know. And that's the part where I need it to be, what do you say, nailed into me in English? Yeah. Nailed?
Oh, so I'm going to tell y'all something funny. I got to tell y'all, this has been on my brain all day since yesterday.
Oh my goodness.
So y'all know, hold on, wait a minute. Let me figure out the Spanish term. What's the Spanish term for milk it?
Sacarle la leche. You just say sacarle la leche.
Or whatever she just said. Okay, so check this out. We're talking and she's like, hey, so in our country, when you go real hard, she said
sacarle la leche.
She said that. And I said, what does that mean? And she goes, milk it. And I go, please don't ever say that to anyone ever in the United States about going hard. Like, that is not a thing in the gym. So please, God, don't say, if someone comes to me and says you said it to them, I know it was true. But I'm telling you, don't do it. So that cracked me up all day. My point to that is, yes, you do. So you need structure. And the reason why structure is in place for you is so that you can grow the way that you want to grow. Like having that off day to recover, stretch, replenish, whatever you need to do so the body can have its proper rest to grow. It can't take you going back to the gym the next day doing the same thing, because the body's like, wait a minute, you already broke the muscle down. When do I repair? And that's what the struggle is, on top of nutrition and different things like that. So
that is my struggle, because for sure.
But guess what that would give you?
If I don't work,
it would give you
doing?
More time.
I know.
That downtime you was asking about, that's where you get it from.
Yeah.
You're not running to the gym every day. You're thinking about the recovery. So now you have other time to do other things.
Right.
That's more important.
Like studying.
A part of your priority, like studying, different things like that. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to let y'all know some exclusive information right here on the podcast, which means y'all going to hear it right here. Karina is now part of Treau Fitness. She will be an athlete. She will be competing in wellness. We will not give y'all a show date just yet because we're going to figure out exactly what direction we're going in. But I am honored to have her on the scene. And I am honored to have you here on my podcast as well. So it was like a 2-for-1, you know what I'm saying? So, because that wasn't even planned. So I'm going to give y'all the backstory real fast. We were supposed to meet yesterday strictly to just get a feel for who she was, more impersonal. And she was like, hey, what should I wear? I was like, man, we'll just catch up, grab some tea. And then we got to communicating. Inside of the communication, we started learning and talking about bodybuilding. We started talking about, you know, just things that come along with the sport. And we got to where she is currently. And then we got to, hey, let's go to the next step, which means we trained yesterday and we did legs. And how did you feel about the leg workout?
Good. It was fun.
It was fun? Yes. So the question is, because I'm sure the viewers want to know, how did you get to, okay, I'm going to be a part of Treau Fitness? Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. I just want to be at a different level.
And how did you know this was going to be the next level?
I just knew experience, knowledge, background. And if I want to meet certain goals, I need to move up a level. Just as I'm moving up levels in other areas in my life, then I also need to move up a level in my bodybuilding
career. That's what's up, man. Well, now y'all know how we got here, how it all worked. And it wasn't planned, I promise y'all. Like, we literally looked at each other and was like, yo, how we get here? You know what I mean? But good things happen for a reason, and we super blessed to have you on the team. So thank you so much. Oh, no, thank you for the opportunity. You know what I mean? I have big things planned for you. I definitely want to see you achieve major goals. IFBB Pro is the one that I'm looking for, which means I'm knowing that's what you're looking for as well. But that's the reason why we here, you know? So like that, we're going to leave on a good note. We want y'all to like, comment, subscribe, you know, make sure y'all tell a friend, bring a friend. And if you're looking for that great lifestyle coach, because y'all know here at Treau Talks, I believe in bringing people on here to give them an opportunity to give their platform a free voice. It's not about me, it's about them. So now you know who to reach out to. You want to tell me your Instagram?
It's Kari Health Balance.
And you want to tell them about your business Instagram?
Oh, it's just that one.
That's that one?
Yeah,
okay,
and
cool.
the other one's Mujeres Impactantes, which is in Spanish, but you can see the link.
Okay, cool. So now y'all know how to get in contact with her if you want to discuss any of those things that y'all heard her talk about today. And again, we here episode 8 and we out, baby.
Bye.